Hi guys, welcome back to TOEFL with Juva. In this lesson, I will give you 6 great tips to help raise your TOEFL speaking score over a 26. Let's get started. Is your TOEFL speaking score at a plateau? Here are 6 useful ideas that you can start using today to raise your score like this. First, answer the question. Guys, this may seem obvious. However, many people make this mistake. It's easy to misread the question or start on topic and then change in the middle because you want to make a different point. This is an especially common mistake in task 2 about a campus announcement. You need to summarize the issue and then explain what one of the speakers thinks. You are not asked your own opinion on the topic. If you say what you feel, you are not answering the question and you waste valuable time. Therefore, you should read the question carefully so you give the correct information in the answer. My next suggestion is also simple but very important. Use complete sentences. It's very easy to answer questions with single words. For example, a city has received a large amount of money to improve the community. Do you think it would be better to build a library or a sports center? You can answer a library. However, that will not get you a high score. The examiner does not know whether you can construct a full sentence or not. Therefore, always answer in complete sentences. Try saying, in my opinion, it would be better to invest the money in a library. Has this video been helpful so far? If so, you can help me too. Click on like to let other people know that this video can help them improve their TOEFL speaking scores. Third, be concise. It's really easy to start talking about one of the points which is more interesting to you. However, you don't have much time to answer each question. Only give 1 or 2 examples to support each of your claims, so you have time to finish. The best way to achieve this goal is to use a template. Templates are great because they give you sentence starters that keep your ideas organized and make sure you don't say too much for one point. If you need a template for TOEFL speaking, click on the link in the description. You can find my templates for all the TOEFL speaking tasks there. My next point is to paraphrase. If you use the same words as the original text, the TOEFL examiner does not know if you have a large vocabulary or not. In addition, your speaking can sound very repetitive. Look at what I mean in this short example for this question. Students should not wear uniforms to school. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? I agree with the statement that students should not wear uniforms to school. First, I think that if students wear uniforms to school, they may feel like they don't have any individuality. Second, I think that students may be bullied if they wear uniforms to school and the uniforms don't look very good on their body types. This example repeats wear uniforms to school. Students and I think. Now I'm going to paraphrase, which means I use different words to make this partial response awesome. I agree that schools shouldn't require students to wear uniforms. First, children may feel like they don't have any individuality if they wear the same clothes as everyone else. Second, standard clothes may not be flattering for all body types. An ill-fitting or poorly styled outfit may lead to students getting bullied. Notice how I changed wear uniforms to school to schools shouldn't require students to wear uniforms in the first sentence. That immediately shows the TOEFL examiner I have a large vocabulary and can change the original sentence. I continue by substituting children for students. But look how many ways I can say uniform. I mention same clothes as everyone else and standard clothes and outfit. Showing off your vocabulary will really boost your score. Next, let's talk about complex sentences. You need to use a variety of different sentence structures if you want to increase your score above a 26. It's okay to sometimes use a short idea with the pattern of subject, verb, object. If all of your sentences take that form though, you will not get a high score. Just look at the difference between these responses. I think my town should build a library. Children have access to more books. It's a good place to meet too. You can start by turning the sentences into the conditional tense using would. This is a great verb form because it shows something might happen but has not yet occurred. See the difference? I think my town should build a library. Children would have access to more books. It would also be a good place to meet. Now I'm going to give you a really awesome sentence. This one combines all those possibilities into one sentence that is complex. I do this using the linking words because and. I think my town should build a library because children would have access to more books. And it would be a good place to meet. I'm not going to discuss every complex sentence pattern here because there are too many types. But if you combine shorter sentences into longer ones using linking words and relative clauses, your speaking score will go up like this. Check out my videos on complex sentences to learn more about different complex sentence patterns. You can find the link in the description. My last tip is to end well. Lots of people give their reasons supporting an argument and then stop. The TOEFL examiner does not know if you ran out of time or if you ran out of ideas. Instead, use a simple sentence at the end of each task to show that you are done. For example, task number 2 is the one where you are given a written announcement about something that happens on campus and a conversation about that announcement. You have to summarize one person's view of the announcement. You can end after giving the reasons and you may get a good score. But your response is much stronger if you add a short sentence such as, therefore the student opposes the plan. to get the highest possible score. Therefore, you should end with a conclusion. That's where my templates really help. I can't stress the benefits of a template enough. You don't have to struggle to think of a good ending. You conclude your ideas using good sentence structures and new vocabulary. As I mentioned before, you can find a link to my templates for all the TOEFL speaking tasks below. That's it. That's 6 great tips you can start using today to raise your TOEFL speaking score over a 26. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions or a video wish, comment below and I would love to see you here next time. Bye bye!